Okay, so now we should be online. And just for the case, I'll make also the recording. Okay, so good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, also everyone, because we have international event. Part of us are in Florida, Tallahassee, which means good morning to all of you. And part of us are in Ukraine, Kiev. So good afternoon to all of you also. And we are happy to kick off our international hackathon with the name of Hack Disaster. So we will be trying to hack the disaster and its consequences. We have two hosting like entities of this hackathon. From Ukrainian part, it's a hackathon expert group and the Taras Shevchenko National University of Kyiv. And from United States part, it's a innovation hub of Florida State University and Florida State University itself. You can see these logos on our background, so you can remind every time who are the organizers of this event. Okay, I am from Hackathon Expert Group and Taras Shevchenko National University of Kyiv. So I'm chair of the department at the university. My name is Taras Panchenko, and I am also the leader of Hackathon Expert Group. And I would like to pass the floor to say some words to Ken Baldov, who is representative of this part of organizers from Florida State University. Okay.
All right, thank you. Great to be here at the Innovation Hub. I'm sharing the speaker, a microphone with the room, so hopefully you can hear me okay. We have about 15 students here and a few mentors as well. We're really excited. We run many hackathons and design sprints here at FSU on important topics like human trafficking and homelessness and power failures, but we've never done an international hackathon before. And we're really excited about this. We think it's a very important event. And we're glad that you all also recognize that because we had so many students sign up for this. So I know it's going to be a great experience for everybody. And we're excited for the next 5 days. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Ken. And now I'll share my screen to describe important things. So you probably all know and remember the site of the hackathon. Sorry, you've seen this site about from Innovation Hub, which describes the idea of the hackathon. So it is the international hackathon with the idea to rebuild cities, which have been damaged after the disaster. So as you probably know, we have a problem in Ukraine, the war like started by Russia, and many cities, many buildings have been damaged during these massive attacks. So when some territories come out of war, so returning, for example, to Ukraine, so next question is what we can do, what we should do with these semi-ruined buildings. Should we like recover them to make some refurbishment, some small or not so big like recovery to these buildings to make them possible to live again? Or should it be better like rebuild from the scratch because of the damage is too huge and it is simpler to make the new, to build a new one from the scratch at that place? In Florida, our colleagues have pretty the same consequences, but absolutely different like cause, different reason to bring this situation. It's a tornado, hurricanes, which can also damage buildings. And then once again, we should decide what should be done to recover, to rebuild these buildings, or let us say cities. So now you have another site. Just for the case, I will copy the name of the site to our chat for your convenience. And so okay, organizations who have delivered this hackathon. And now let's go to the task. So the task is, let us formulate in this way. How might we, let me see, how might we assess the building damage and estimate the cost of reconstruction? So the general idea is as it written here, by using the advanced technology. So one of the main idea is to how to do this, not like using people or not doing a lot of people work on the spot. So, for example, we can imagine situations. So some drone flight around this building, makes a lot of photos or video, and then by estimating by these images or video to understand what have been damaged and what is the level of the damage. And now we provide to you at this site, yes, on the task, you can see available data sets. A lot of data sets. You are not required to use any one of them or all of them, but please look through them carefully, and I will do it now for you. So, for example, here you can see, let me demonstrate. Here you can see some images of the area which was destructed by the Hurricane Ian. And from these images, it is possible using computer vision models and computer vision approaches to make a 3D reconstruction, for example. And then, starting from this point, it is possible to tackle with the skin and to understand what is the damage, what is the level of damages, and what should be done. So these images are taken from the top. But mostly it's better to take images from a site to make the more complex understanding of the picture. I will not look through all these data sets from the first link. You will be able to do it later. But the general idea is that all images are from the top, from the drone who flight from the top of these buildings and doing photos directly to the ground. Another data set is this one. There are 3 videos. You can download them, and let me show what is at these images. Just a moment. I'll share another screen. Let it be this one. So this is one of like living complex, living buildings, which has been photoed from the drone, and then you can like view it in 3D. I'm not sure you can see it as smoothly as I can, but still, I hope you do understand the idea. So from this drone flight, it is possible to make this kind of very qualitative reconstruction. And then once again, so this is like data set taken when this building was built, but we can imagine like in the process that this building a kind of not built totally, or let's imagine it's a kind of ruined in the process of its construction. Okay, so let me revert. And another data, you can see taken from this drone flight data, you can see it as I demonstrated previously, and also one of another case of 3D reconstruction is like this one. It's not secured, but no, it doesn't work now, but I hope it will work in some times later. So I can once again try to show it. Just a moment. Yes, this one I can show. I can show just to understand the idea. Okay, this one. And it's a rather more complicated model. So let me. Move. Okay, so it's once again some living complex. It is much slower because of the complexity of this model, but still, I hope you can grab an idea and see like this a kind of strange things on the sides, because the flight of the drone was made for this picture for around of these huge buildings, and the drone just don't see and don't know what is from that side. So if you see from the point of view of these big buildings, it looks much prettier and much more understandable. So in this way, you can, and once again, the parts which are not seen by drone with artifacts. But this way, you can once again make a, let me say, digital twin of these buildings. By the way, we have an expert in digital twins. I will later present all of us to our participants. But anyway, this is a kind of approach to make digital twin of this building and then tackle with this model. It is much easier than to put people in front of these buildings and make them some work. So the idea is to use people like efforts in a less measure, and let me say technologies in a huge measure. Okay, so I'll revert to my previous screen. Yes, this one. Okay, so you will be able to see it. And one more data set is very interesting. It is zipped in one file, but what you will see if you will if you will try to work with it. Just one more moment and I'll demonstrate it. Just one. If anyone worked previously with computer vision data sets, so this is a set of pictures. You can see it here. So a set of pictures which were labeled. And for example, you can see a damaged, like if any one of you used CWAT tool, this is exactly this one. But finally, you have data set of images with labels. What is on these images? So each area is labeled as written here as building or damage or roof or damaged roof, broken window, and other. So for example, this is a kind of damage, red area. This is a kind of building, green in general. And as you can see, these parts of different types could intersect. So this is a building, but at the same time, it's a damage to this building. And there are not maybe very, very many, but some pictures, a lot of pictures, starting which could serve you as a starting point for your like research, how to do it in your approach, to propose some approach, how to work with this. Okay, so one more example. Once again, the building in general, but we have damages here and here, of course. We have a kind of broken windows. You can see them clearly. One more damage, and so on. So one of possible way to get the result is to take a picture or the set of pictures, make this estimation, make this labeling automatically by, for example, training some neural network on prepared images, which we give you in this CWAT dataset. And then you can try to check if this approach will work good on new images, which have not seen by the model during the training. In this way, you can label parts which are still good and which are damaged, and then make some description. For example, calculate the general measure of the damage in percent or somehow else. Or you can, for example, make a kind of description in words. Any approaches goes, so as you wish, you will have possibility to consult with experts. I'll back to this later. And this is the idea of the hackathon. Having this prepared for your data sets, you should come up with new, and I'm sure brilliant ideas, what we can do with this, how we can do this estimation, and how we can help to rebuild these buildings by estimating, for example, the budget which is required to make this reconstruction. So just some more images. Okay, one more image. Again, building, damaged part, you can see it, and many broken windows. And so on. If I'm not mistaken, here are just more images. So once again, building. You can clearly see damaged part after some rocket or missile, sorry, got into building. And a lot of broken windows also. And also there, yes, Mariupol Seche, probably some of you know about it, without the roof, with broken roof. So once again, label it which parts were damaged, and also damages from attacks of Russian tanks. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. And if you will prefer, very interesting things. Should I stop on it? Let me stop for 1 more minute because it's also interesting thing. In internet, you can find a lot of 3D models which just a moment, I'll show which could help you to start from prepared 3D models to make some of your to implement some of your ideas. For example, 3D model of a kind of broken building. Once again, a kind of digital twin, which you can tackle with and try to understand what is broken and what is like damaged and what is the measure of this damage. So once again, there is a lot of such models in internet. Let's just view some of them. Seems like fire brigade, and it also ruined. I hope you can see it. Maybe once again, not so smoothly as I can, but you will be able to click on links and try to tackle with it. So the level of damage is huge, but still it seems like main parts of buildings of this building are still in not broken condition. So even for this state of ruins, I'm pretty sure it is still possible to reconstruct it and not to rebuild from scratch. But once again, we have experts and mentors in our hackathon who will gladly help you to understand, to estimate how the situation should be treated and what should be the verdict for this case, for example. So just one more examples and we will move on. Yes. Good quality, by the way. I hope you can see it. So good quality of pictures, good quality of digital twin of reconstructed model. So even here we can see market the points where the most damage appears. Okay, so let me don't stop on this even more and move on. Just one more thing. So there are also a lot of good quality images. For example, yes, from Roma, you can see the Colosseum, which is partly ruined, and it's just one more example of the model which can be taken to tackle with and to understand how we can estimate the level of these damages. So this is not exactly a kind of building which we will try to reconstruct, but still as a model, it is still good. Okay, let me come back to the main stream. And so here are a lot of examples where you can find these 3D models of digital twins and try to understand if it fits you, fit your needs, and if you can start from this point to come up with some solution. If you will try to simulate a drone flight, we recommend using AirSim tool, which should help you to simplify this simulation of drone flight. And if you have a solid mathematical background, we tried to combine all the teams to have the diverse backgrounds. So if you are sure that your background in mathematics is very good, you can try to see just pre-selected papers which provide ideas and approaches, a described method, how you can do this estimation, reconstruction. So once again, if we, okay, let us click some of them. For example, real-time ground level building damage detection, exactly what is expected. So here is a solid mathematical approach, which could be hard to implement in this short time frame if you haven't like enough background. So it's better to have a PhD student or master student in your team, but it's not required. It's just one more approach how to tackle with this task and how to solve it. Even if you will try to get the ideas of this like open access paper and implement it and apply to new images and you get the good results, it is absolutely like wonderful result for this hackathon. It will be like more technical work than creative work, but it's up to you what to prefer, what to select, what to choose. Okay, I will not stick to other articles. Of course, they are pretty fresh, but I'm sure you will be able to find even more articles on this topic if you will prefer this a kind of scientific approach to this challenge. But once again, it's not required. Hackathon is a creative event and you should put all your creativity and maybe come up with unexpected approach how this could be done like effectively and with fair results. Okay, let me come back to this site. So, you know that your teams were like completed, but it could appear, and we can see that it happens now. Not all who registered to hackathon like showed up. So if your team became now under completed, we will just mix this kind of teams and put joined teams to make all in more or less equal conditions. So if, for example, we have two teams not completed, we will mix and you will have like all skill set, all things required to effectively work during this hackathon. I hope it is understandable and please, I hope everyone connected to WhatsApp. This is our main like fast messaging tool. So if you have any prompt question, please write to WhatsApp chat of your group. Yes, Ken, please.
Yeah, I just want to mention, we are unable to access the website. Is that intentional?
It is strange because it is like on Google Sites and it is open.
Everyone here, error message when they go to hackdisaster.hackathon.expert.
Yes, and you can see what I see.
The document to one of us, and then we reshare it from the US. There could be some like cybersecurity.
It could be an international issue. If you want to share with me and I can share with everyone, I'm not sure how to get around it, but everybody here is unable to access that website.
Okay, it's very strange. Let us try another link. I will put in our chat once again. So the name I put previously is just a like pretty name to this site, but also it should be accessible via this link. It's on Google Sites, so there should be no There should be no limitation. Can you try to make a kind of hard refresh in your browser to make sure no...
I actually have this problem too, so I think it's not international problem. I think it's...
Do we upload the last change which we made?
Yes, absolutely new. I checked. Yes.
Okay.
And I will also add that I was able to open every other file that you shared with the mentors and the facilitators earlier. This is the first time that I'm getting an error. So if it helps.
I mean, you also
Yes.
can't open this file with data, right? Let me just put it in our chat once again. Can you please check if you can work with this file? I see that it is accessible. So probably this is the main part of you for you now, because the most of links and information is here. So let us stick to this file, and I will just comment. So yes, this is useful thing to have this site. But anyway, any links important from this, we will share in our WhatsApp chat. So you will have any important information and links at your hands. Okay, so this way I'll continue. And once again, I hope that everyone has connected to WhatsApp group of your team, and also connected to WhatsApp channel of the hackathon, where we will put the main announcements and main information. There will be not much messages there, but they will be important. So maybe some corrections, some reminders, and so on. But in WhatsApp chats of your team, there also will be and already present facilitators. Facilitators are your helpers to run through the hackathon and to achieve the result. What does it mean? If you have any question or stuck in some deadlock, or don't know what to do, or what approach to choose in general, they are at your service, and they will help to find a way how to implement your ideas. So they will help you to don't lose yourself during the event. And also we have mentors who are more experts in some area, and they will help you with particular and specific questions. For example, just for example, you can see here Yaroslav Terещенko, who is an expert in computer vision. So if you would like to have some help with your models, with your like mathematically based approach to this challenge, he is a good mentor to ask your questions. Or, for example, we have Antonio Montoya, who is a digital twin expert. And so if you would like to understand how to build, how to work with this approach, also Antonio is at your service. For example, another examples. Valery Krikhin is also a computer vision and machine learning engineer who will help you with your models and these kind of estimations. Gordon Erlbacher is a specialist in data science, so pretty the same scope of questions could be addressed to him. David Merrick is a director of emergency management. So this means that if you would like to understand how to do the approach in like general landscape. So taking into account different aspects of this emergency. I think that the best person to address your questions is David. Okay, Simon Fu, for example, is a professor of electrical engineering. So, of course, this question, this challenge is a lot intersected with electricity issues and so on. So once again, if you have this kind of questions, Simon is a good person to address your questions. Very unfortunately, some of mentors and facilitators of last-minute registrations are not on this site, but we will add them, no doubt. And the very important thing, and I will consultation. And once again, I will put a link to this form now in our chat, but then we will copy it to our groups for you to have it always in your hands. Just a moment. Just a moment. So this is the form for consultation request. Let me demonstrate. So if you need some consultation, you write here your team name, let it be team 1, and you will be asked to think about beautiful and representative name of your teams. For now, your teams are named like team 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. But you are welcome to come up with a good name and with representative name. And briefly formulate your question. So we have a problem with Gaussian splitting model. The more specific, the better. We can't start it. And then you choose which mentor you would like to ask for this consultation. Here, once again, you have names, you have their specialization, which questions should be addressed to them, and also availability time. So all which is important to choose a mentor. So, okay, we want consultation with Antonio Montoya. Or, oh no, our question is a CV-based question, so computer vision. So no, we should address our question to Valery. Who else? Gordon Erlenbacher, David Merrick, Taras Panchenko, Simon Fu. Oh, and maybe Yaroslav Tereshchenko. Okay, one of these two mentors, we hope, is good choice for our question. And you can always see the area of expertise of these mentors and choose whom to ask. Then this request will be processed by organizers because not every mentor accessible every time. So we will choose the best time slot to connect you. And when it happens through our WhatsApp group, we will share the link to Google Meet with mentors and teammates. And then you will be able to chat for up to 30 minutes, but preferably up to 20 minutes. And then just continue your work. So while you are waiting for the mentor's consultation, please don't stop your work and try to elaborate other questions. Try to not get yourself stuck. Once again, facilitators are at your service within these WhatsApp groups, so they will help you to move on and to reorganize your tasks, to reorganize your work, to not like stuck and stop while you get some troubles. Of course, the hackathon is about some challenges, some troubles, and finding the way to work around and to overcome them. And our facilitators, this is a kind of education. Education is facing with challenges and overcome them. So this is exactly what hackathon is about. And if you feel that some bad happens, you don't know how to elaborate your problem, just write in a WhatsApp chat and our facilitators will help you to move further. Okay? Let me think what I haven't said, because we are approaching to the final. And one more thing, very important thing, which you should like take into account, preferably from the very beginning. The final, the grading points. I will revert to it, and Ken, you would like to say something?
I think you just figured out what I was going to say. I was going to mention the need for talking about the judging criteria. And then I have a few comments after you talk about that, if you don't mind.
Yes, of course. Very welcome. So first about judging criteria. We will share this piece of information in our chats for as a reminder for you. But now I will just say it. Just a moment. Okay, I found it. Let me copy this in our Zoom chat, and I will just comment. So we have three main criteria. The proposed solution, which means the idea, the method which you come up at the end, at the final. So is it a relevant solution? Are your ideas new and really possible to implement? Because maybe the idea is so innovative, so it can't be, it is not clear how to implement it in real life. So it should be a kind of implementable and as well as relevant. It should as completely it will cover the challenge is better. So if you choose to put just some small thing of this challenge, because it's a huge challenge and there are a lot of subtasks, so of course you can address just some subtasks. It's still okay. If you elaborate this some task in very deep, at very deep level, it's still good, and this solution could get a good point. Why? Because the second criteria is prototype, and as you see, it weights half a score, half the all score. The prototype means the working minimum solution. So it should address some challenge from some point of view, but you should demonstrate some solution which try to solve it. Okay, all of us understand that 5 days or even 4 days are very like low time, very small piece of time to come up with a brilliant solution, like developed in all measures, taking into account all possible sub-questions. It's just unreal. But try to concentrate on this subtask, as I mentioned before, and come up with solution which could more or less good, but solve some task. Would it be like 3D reconstruction, or would it be like a kind of estimation by images, just to estimate which parts of building are bad and what is the percentage of this damage, for example? But it should work. So if we if we give an image of beautiful palace, it is better that your model says there is no damage. Or if we give as the input the totally ruined building, it's better to your model say that, oh, it's ruined and ruined totally, let me say. So a kind of preciseness. And demonstration of capabilities. So you are required to record a short video of your minimal working product. So 5-minute video. We will again remind it in our groups in WhatsApp. But you are required to write this 5-minute video with demonstration. So it could include some slides, some presentation, but the main attention in this video, we are asking you to make this demonstration because it's the most valued, it has the most score and the most like potential influence on the situation. Okay, and the third part of 5 points is for your presentation, but it's not about beautiful slides, beautiful slide deck. No, it's about timing, about accuracy of this presentation, about clarity. Was you clear presenting your solution, or it is totally unclear what was done, what have been done? And answering the questions from jury members, from judges. So they will ask some questions after your presentation, and there will be some short discussion. So if you address these questions and answer them like clearly, and it seems like you have taken into account this this question during your work during the hackathon, it's better. If any question you can't answer because it's like, oh, we didn't think about it, we don't know how to work with this situation. Of course, it's worse situation. And it's better to explain details of your approach and not like a kind of hide them. So, oh, it's ChatGPT doing all the work for us, and we don't know how it works. Of course, it's a very bad solution for this hackathon. But if you can understand how your model, let me say, it's a little bit about explainability of your solution. So can you explain why your solution works this way and not another way? So last 5 points for presentations. Once again, 5 points for the idea estimation. Is it relevant? Is it complex enough, or is it simple to implement? Is it complete to address this challenge, or it just take a very little piece of the whole task, and there is no, let me say, no direct connection with the main topic. The next 10 points is for minimal viable product or prototype or working product. So let it be small piece, but which is really which really works. And last 5 points for presentation. So in total, 20 points, and your presentations, your solutions will be ranked by this estimation by jury members in the final. Okay, for what reason is this video? If it happens that, for example, you are not able to present this work For example, I don't know, some disaster, no electricity, you can't connect and present. So
Ah, so-
judges will evaluate your solution by
Share just consultation window with Hack Disaster page website, so maybe you show something different.
no. Yes, I just speaking, not pointing something on
Okay.
yes, on site. Okay, and okay, so video is required as a backup situation for the final if you can't present it in live mode in live. Then after this 5-minute final presentation, there will be 5 minutes for questions and answers from experts, from judges, and that's all. Final will start. One more slide. So final will be on Saturday from 10 a.m. Tallahassee, Florida time, or 5 p.m. Ukrainian Kyiv time. And we expect to have 2 hours for all the presentations. And after this, let me say in half an hour, you will be asked to fill the survey, the feedback form for this hackathon, while the judges will sum up they scores and we will be able to come back to you and say, okay, here is the winner. We have the winner and the winning solution. Okay, this is an agenda for our Saturday, and the nearest 3 days, no, 4 days, today and next 3 days, you will have possibility to consult with mentors, and the main part is, of course, your work in groups. So you are trying to find the solution within your teams and ask mentors if you need this kind of consultations. Of course, we encourage you to ask mentors because they are here with their expertise and they would like to share it. Just, let me say, take this expertise and implement it into your solution. It's up to you. And one more important thing is now we have 5 p.m. in Kyiv and 10 a.m. In Tallahassee. So please be kind with your teammates and with anyone else, because if you have, for example, let me say, early morning in Kyiv, it's a night time in Tallahassee. Please use this time frame from 3 p.m. in Kyiv and respectfully 8 a.m. in Tallahassee till a kind of 10 p.m. in Kyiv and respectfully 3 p.m. in Tallahassee. Please use just this time frame to communicate, to make all your meetings, all mentors availability time fits exactly in this piece of timeline. And we discourage you to use other time slots. Okay. Now, please, Ken, I'm sure you would like to add something, and then we'll go to questions from your side, dear participants.
Thank you, Taras. Just a brief word. First off, thanks for all your work on these websites. I know Mikola has been working hard. It's a tremendous amount of work under a lot of pressure that you all are under, so we really appreciate that. Emily Pritchard took some notes here and put together a web page to provide some resources while we wait for the main website to come up. If you go to the original website for the event, you'll find a big button there that says participant website. that will take you just to a temporary page that shows the data sets and the rules or the judging criteria and things like that. Just a temporary thing until we have the Hackathon Expert website up. And also, I'm thinking about the participants, and I'm imagining that some people may be freaking out right now that they don't have the skills to do this thing. And I just want to emphasize that we deliberately recruited students from many different majors, and Hackathon Experts put the teams together in such a way that you have the expertise on your team to do this thing. You may not even be a coder. You may have other expertise to bring to this problem. So I just want to encourage you to work as a team and use design thinking. At the Innovation Hub, we teach design thinking here. And it's a process and it's a philosophy. And the philosophy or the culture of design thinking has to do with the interaction between people being the spark that brings innovation and new ideas. And so people who are steeped in the engineering for this type of problem may have tunnel focus and not be able to see things from different perspectives. So no matter what your experience is, you have something to contribute. So come into your team with a lot of pride in who you are and what you know. It may not be the coding aspect or the data searching aspect or the data analysis or the computer vision expertise. All of these things come together, but we also need people in sociology. We need people in human sciences as well. So all the different types of skills come into play. Also communication. You need to be able to communicate your solution in a way that sells the judges. So people who have skills in those areas are important as well. And just one other thing, in design thinking, the process is spending a lot of time understanding the problem. Don't jump to a solution on your first day. Spend a couple days just researching the problem and seeing what's out there and talking and getting to know your teammates. And then you'll have the information needed to come up with a novel solution. And really, there's many benefits to participating in this event. One of them is win prizes in first place. Another is actually have an impact on the world. I think that motivates a lot of us. But another benefit of participating are the people you're going to meet. And I think that may be the most powerful benefit in the fact that the connections you make in your team and throughout this hackathon may be lifelong connections that change your life. So I hope everybody realizes that and start with your team. I'm sure there's a lot of confusion even after this orientation about what do we do. Someone on your 6-person team, 5-person team is going to have insights that you don't have. And the combination of all those insights are going to lead you forward. We don't know what the proper solution is. We don't have a correct solution. We don't know what's going to happen or what will emerge from this process. It's very random and spontaneous, and I think that's where the excitement lies. So you have the potential to come up with something brand new that no one has ever proposed before, and I encourage you to go for that solution, whatever it is. All right, that's my pep talk.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Yes, so please try to stick to this design thinking approach. And one more thing, we will distribute and assign mentors to the teams. And please understand, they will be proactive, which means they will ask you, how are you? Are you okay? Can we help you? So please try to understand these questions and answer them. They could ask you to have a short call to understand if you are going on well and everything is okay with your idea, with your approach, with your spirit of your team. So please don't ignore them. They are really willing to help you with all the challenges and to overcome them. And so one of the tasks for today for all of us is to finalize this kind of team completion. As I said previously, we completed the team and distributed by email all the links for you to connect. But still, some students in the very last moment said that unfortunately our plans changed. So if your team is not completed fully, so please signal this in our team chats, and we will do all possible to make this to make your team completed as fast as possible. Okay. And I see some questions started to get into our chat. So we are like moving to the question and answer session, and we will answer all your questions. But first, I would like to pass the floor to take some words of our mentors and experts who are like presented here. And if anyone would like to maybe to make some important accents or to say something what is better to think about during this work on this challenge, and to okay, they will not limit your imagination, but maybe make some important notes what you should think about and what you should take into consideration during your work, which could help you, but not limit your ideas and your like potential approach. It's clear, okay? Super. If anyone would like to start.
If it is okay, I will start.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yaroslav Tereshchenko is an expert in computer vision from Ukraine, from Taras Shevchenko National University in Kyiv. Yaroslav, please go.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, so I'm very appreciate to participate in such event, and I would like to add some like suggestions, some advices to the participants that first of all, try to make a model of the problem, and that it was already mentioned before that it's nice to use some kind of simulations, for example, AirSim or a Gazebo or something like that. So first start to use such kind of tools to make a model of flight, and then you can achieve your like maybe first solution, because you will have some kind of real data, real flight. You can in the same time even upload all these 3D models into such AirSim or Gazebo, and you can try it how it works. And additionally, for example, the Gazebo has nice tool, like nice connection to the CTL or the pilot CTL that you can even try to use to simulate the hardware in loop solution. So it's after that you even can port your model to the real drone or real like flight UAV, and you can try to like provide your solution in real life. So it's like what is first suggestion? It's regarding the simulate first, because I got some challenges before in my some experience. So, and additionally, if you would like to to use some very difficult algorithms, for example, even Gaussian splatting, it's not so easy to make it work ideally. But can you try to make it like more simpler? So, for example, try to use some K-point based solutions. Try to use already existing solutions from mapping, Open3D, and so on, mapping solutions. So you can use it. You can have some kind of baseline, the base pipeline, and you can further like increase your solution. You can even try another one, and and in the same way, when we are talking about the different approaches, it's nice to have some kind of evaluation make your own evaluator to see the results in real time actually, and then you can move further. So it's good luck, and it's all for me.
Thank you so much. So if not anything was clear, no problem. You know that if you have questions about computer vision problem, computer science, data science, you should ask them you should address them to Yaroslav. Okay. Thank you, Yaroslav. And would maybe anyone else would like to add some ideas? Yeah, Valery, please. Valery is also an expert in computer vision, and by the way, mentors and at a lot of our hackathons. If I'm not mistaken, on all of our hackathons.
Oh, I guess not. Maybe not the first ones.
Okay,
Also,
Valery, please.
ACM I missed. Yeah. Thank you for the presentation. Thank you for inviting me, and thank you, organizers, for creating this event, for gathering all the people, for creating gathering all the information together. So it's very hard job. I cannot imagine how you have so much passion for it. Each couple of months to do this again. Yeah, and thank you all the students who are here to participate in this hackathon, who wish to spend their time that would be free otherwise, on solving some tasks that matter. And I would like to say, and I will say just now, that the problem that we are working on, it's not fun, but I wish you to have a lot of fun from working on it, because I think that first it will encourage you to make new things, and also this will allow you to relax in these hard times for all of us. So and I also will add regarding the communication, as we have international teams, international mentors, so there may be some language barrier. Do not be shy to ask something, to ask to repeat something. So if you do not understand, if something is spoken very fast or very, in some fancy words that you cannot understand, just ask, just say, please repeat. So it's not rude, it's very cool. It means that you are actually listening and trying to digest the information, and this will improve the quality of the communication, because if you communicate slowly but you understand every piece of the information shared, you will have some common foundation, and you will you will speak about the same things. And if you miss something and forget to ask to repeat about anything, this just removes some bricks from this foundation, and you may wake up the next day with the understanding that your teammate is still sleeping and you have something to do. I wish you good luck and having fun on this hackathon. Thank you for your attention.
Yes, thank you, Valery Krygin. By the way, really, at this hackathon, we have a very good, very strong experts in computer vision in this part of, at least part of field of knowledge, area of knowledge. And please make sure you you let this expertise to be transferred to your teams, to your minds, to your let it become a part of your expertise, dear participants. Be open-minded and ask anything you are thinking or just in doubt. Should I ask this? Yes, you should. You have to. Okay. If someone else would like to add some initial like motivation to the teams. Okay. I'm looking through the chat, and by the way, the question about prizes. Yes, of course, we have prizes for winners. I think should we keep it as a secret up to the final winning awarding procedure? Yes, okay. So we will show these prizes at the awarding procedure, but it's all set, so all prepared. And more of that very important thing, unfortunately, most of us are online now, but we have offline prizes to anyone who will get to the final. I hope everyone will get to the final, and we have prize for everyone who make it to the final. A very cool T-shirt with symbolics of the hackathon, and so please don't miss it. Okay, but it's not a prize for the winner. For the winner, it will be something more valuable. Okay. And so if we have more, yes, we will have the meeting is recorded, and you will have this record afterwards to consult with, but please don't hesitate to ask questions in WhatsApp chat. By the way, do we have anyone who is not in the WhatsApp group of his or her team? Is there anyone of this kind of person? Seems like no. Sounds good. It's good. Okay, so maybe okay, we can go to directly to question and answer session, and if you would like, you can like unmute yourself and ask your question by voice, or you can write it in chat. It could happen that anything was clear, but I can't believe. So we are waiting for your questions. Yes, Eva, please.
Yes, I have more of a, plenary question. So we will have, because it's my first hackathon, sorry, we will have the group teamwork for next 4 days. So we meet up with our groups only and with mentors that we ask to meet, and that's all, right?
Exactly. And facilitators who will be assigned to help your team will be asking you some questions. They will be not mentors, but facilitators will be in your chat group and will ask some questions to warm up, let me say.
Okay, thank you so much.
One important thing that before the final presentations, you should get a kind of approval to the final. So during the all the hackathon, you will consult with mentors, and before the very final, each team should have a kind of approval. So one of mentors should say, okay, this team could be allowed to the final because yes, they have something to say, something to present, let me say, something to present. So if our final will start at 10 a.m. on Saturday in Tallahassee or 5 p.m. 17 година in Kyiv, yes. So a hour before, so 10 a.m. in Tallahassee or 4 p.m. In Kyiv, you should upload your video presentation, video recording to the place, to the common drive, which we will provide you a link with. So we will do it in our chat once again, WhatsApp chat for each team. And this presentation will be let me say, in secret up to the very final. But it's a kind of backup case if you will not be able for some reasons to come to show up on the final and to present. We will just demonstrate this video, pre-recorded video, to make sure that your team have been presented in the final. I've seen some hands, Ken and someone else. Yes, please.
So just speaking on behalf of our mentor, Gordon Erlebacher, he brings up the topic of AI. AI can be incredibly useful in this problem. And we did send you a couple links for AI tools that could be very helpful in a previous email. But certainly Gordon Erlebacher, our mentor, is an excellent resource for talking to him about AI. You should go ahead and make an appointment now before he books up. And I'm not sure, Gordon says to share the objectives of the hackathon and your expertise and your ideas. Ask many questions, critique the answers. They can help you innovate. There's some advice from Gordon. Would you like me to share anything, Antonio?
So, I mean, just to dive on that before I get into digital twins and other stuff like that. Consider AI a very efficient and diligent and tireless assistant, but do not follow the lead of the AI. All right, AI pretty much have terrible ideas, but they're pretty good at developing your ideas and help you. So like reflect on what you're thinking, like find out more about this, you know, if there's somebody that has done this, right? But after that, so again, don't follow the AI, you are the driver. As to digital twins and all this stuff, it's a whole huge world in digital twins. And I've been working on these things in the 90s. And when I started, it was already old. So there's a lot of technology that may be overwhelmed. But you have tools that we didn't have when I started. You might not have access to a full suite of digital twins technology, but all the computer vision, all the 3D modeling, stuff that you might be using for gaming, the stuff that you might be using for VR is the same stuff. But what you need to think about is the same limitations that apply to a 3D model that you use for gaming. For instance, you go through a wall and it's like a, you know, that has no thickness, right? That's different from the real world. So think about the limitations of that model that you're creating and how you're going to handle those limitations as you try to utilize the model as a tool to help achieve the problem. And full disclaimer, because on the website it says that I'm a programmer. I was a programmer in 1990, so do not ask me any programming questions. But I'm a product manager. And as a product manager, how many of you have heard of agile technologies, right? So treat these as sprints, right? Do not go deep on the first idea that comes to you. Just quickly iterate on an idea, see if it can be applied. If it starts to work, then go deeper. If it doesn't work, change, right? So feel free to iterate. There's going to be a lot of different solutions. The most important thing that I believe you can figure out is the problem. Choose a problem. Like you go and then you get, okay, this seems a problem I like. I can bring my capabilities and my team's abilities good to take a good solution. I think that might be a good way to cheat this hackathon. And is that okay to cheat the hackathon?
Sure.
Right. So choose the right problem for you, right? So if the problem is the budget problem, that's fine. If the problem is rebuild or repair, that's a different problem, but it's an important problem, right? And So choose your problem is, I think, another good thing to decide early on as you are working on it, so. Happy to help.
All right, thanks, Antonio. Yeah, Antonio's area of expertise is in engineering and architecture, design areas like that. And Gordon also says AI is not the final word. It can help you evaluate your ideas. Perplexity and GPT can search the web, which decreases hallucinations. Never trust the results of AI 100%. I think we all know this by now. But also, just to stress one point Antonio made is we provided you with a very big challenge, a very big problem. A big part of coming up with an innovative solution is to provide a look at the areas that are under that one big problem. What are sub issues to address? Nobody's going to come up with a solution that addresses the whole problem. Look at different areas, change the scope of the problem, change the environment that you're working in. Sometimes if you focus in on one area and come up with an excellent solution, that could be the winner. So I would add that as well. Thank you.
Yes, super. I remember Gordon suggested to use a kind of Copilot or other similar tools to make, like, as Yaroslav mentioned, fast starting solution, and then tune it to make it better and so on, and not lose time to writing like tons of scripts and to start just from fast and rough solutions and then make it better. Okay. There was a question about detailed agenda for the nearest days, but frankly speaking, all the days you should devote to teamwork on the problem and ask mentors as you require. But not forget to sign to make this request in beforehand, because time of availability is can be seen on the form, but it's limited. Yes, each mentor have limited capacity. We have enough mentors to cover all the questions, I'm sure, but still, the earlier you put your request, the earlier it will be served. Yes, and for Saturday, we described the agenda. So 10 a.m. for Tallahassee or 4 p.m. in Kiev. Deadline for final video, and this a kind of acceptance to the final. And from 10 a.m. or 5 p.m. in Kiev, 2 hours will be devoted to these final presentations. And then making some summary, like to summarize all these solutions and to make the awarding ceremony online. Sorry, but the prizes are physical, offline, and will be sent by email or in other ways. So prizes will be from a physical world, not from virtual world. Okay, I will try to see if we have more questions in our chat. Yes, Olmo Zavala Romero have introduced himself. Thank you. And he's also a specialist in applied machine learning, so you can address this kind of request to him. And if I'm not mistaken, we will add, Olmo, we will add you to the form because it's a last-minute registration, and we have not just managed to add you as a mentor, but we will do it exactly after kickoff event. Yes, Emily posted about how might we do something. Yes, thank you very much, and I hope we should put it. Is it from website? If no, I'm sure we should add this short note. Aha, very good question. If might there be pre and post satellite imagery as well? Okay, I should write to the name of the site. Just a moment. uadamage.com. I'm not sure they have, yes, they have English version. So let me put the name of this site to our chat, UADamage. It's a startup from Ukraine who makes this kind of estimation by satellite images, not from drone, but from satellite images. So my answer is yes, you can use any kind of data, any kind of images to solve the task, to tackle this challenge. But there is already existing solution which really works in Ukraine, which makes this estimation just from satellite images. Of course, it doesn't help to understand what is the situation from a side of buildings, like just from the top. This is one like drawback of this kind of using of satellite images. And another point is that this kind of solution pretty sure is already existing. So no innovation, let me say in this way. But if you like go out the scope of this project, you are very welcome to use any data if this will help you to achieve some new like solution and to present some new innovative ideas. I hope I answered clearly. Is it fine to use information from land registry? Heights of undamaged buildings, etc. If you can get this information and it's freely available, of course, yes. If you have some workarounds to get this information, it is still okay. But you should expect the question of jury members, how are you going to get this information in production version of the system? Not during the hackathon, but in production, when it could come up as a separate solution. By the way, it will be good outcome if some ideas, some preliminary projects will then evolve into real projects after the hackathon. It will be wonderful result, and we really do expect this kind of next steps after the event. Okay, cost estimation is used to develop budgets for a building. Yes. When developing a plan to rebuild, who are the stakeholders in Ukraine? Interesting question. So yes, cost estimation is a good idea to have as a result of this kind of damage assessment. But we do understand that it's a separate hard task. If you would like to concentrate on this cost estimation, probably you should concentrate only on this task and do it completely, as completely as possible, to get the more score and to get as a winner, because we understand that it's a hard task. So who are the stakeholders? Many stakeholders. The government of Ukraine is paying for this rebuilding, and also our partners, and United States is the first such kind of partner who helps government of United States, who helps to rebuild this kind of civilian buildings. And by the way, of course, we are speaking mostly about civilian objects, not like a kind of military objects, but about civilian objects, civilian homes, civilian buildings, primarily.
Can I ask a follow-up question?
Yes, of course, please.
So in the US, we have planning departments like locally, the state, and then you have federal agencies that address like how things are rebuilt and standards. That's kind of what I'm asking about is what are the standards? So I have a frame and like to think about when I'm thinking about rebuilding in Ukraine.
I'm not sure I can like provide an exact procedure how it should look like, but there are some approaches. So we have a kind of procedure of if for example, like my building was ruined, I could ask make an application to the government that there is a disaster, and so please help me to like recover it. And they really estimate the level of damage by human. So the task of the hackathon is to do it the most automatically as possible, using like prominent information technologies. But after this kind of estimation and budgeting, government gives a kind of check which could be used to recover this, to buy materials and so on to make it. Or even if the damage is like dramatic one, so this money could be used to buy a new house, let me say. Or, of course, a piece of house, not the whole house, because I'm pretty sure that it will be not enough money to buy a new house, but just a piece of, so you should add something from other sources. Is there any datasets available for cost estimation? Okay, let me answer this way. In Florida or in Ukraine? So in Florida, I can't answer. Is there any data sets for this estimation? But as we think, maybe, okay, as organizers, we think that it's a kind of second priority challenge, but still very actual, very important. And we haven't prepared and provide you with these data sets, but you have Kaggle platform, you have many other sources of open data sets, and anything you wish to take as a data for training your models, you are encouraged and welcome to do it. If anyone could suggest, do we have in Florida this kind of data set, it would be helpful, but I'm pretty sure there is no such data set for Ukraine, but maybe for other parts of the world, it could be. But we don't have an exact data set now in our minds. Let me answer this way. Okay, do you have more questions? Anyway, anytime, yes, I see can. Anytime you will have some questions and you have some, let me say, troubles, how to formulate it, which mentor should I ask, just write in WhatsApp chat of your team. This is the fastest way to reach organizers and to help you with any question. Yes, Ken, please.
In the room here, go ahead if you would.
Hi, I'm Adeline. I just wanted to ask kind of to help us get started thinking about solutions. I know that kind of like the satellite drone technology you showed, there is a lot of kind of AI capabilities and things already out there that is able to kind of begin assessing these damages and costs. So I wanted to ask maybe like some of the computer vision experts and things, if there's any kind of gaps in these technologies that is preventing us from being able to kind of accurately assess these damages or costs, if that makes sense. That way we can kind of look at these gaps in knowledge as like our starting point, maybe.
Did you get that? Were you able to hear that?
I'm not sure I clearly get the question. So first, my question will be if any of experts would like to answer something, you are very welcome. And
I think the question has to do with resources available for quantifying the cost of the damage. Is there software that can calculate the price of window replacement? Am I getting at your question correctly?
I guess more like, is there any resources for like understanding what technology already exists to be able to assess the damages and the costs?
Hmm.
That way, we can kind of see where there's like gaps in these technologies where we're maybe missing information on how to kind of use AI or things to assess these damages, if that makes sense.
if I understand the question correctly, please correct me if I'm wrong. So usually this kind of assessment is should be done with like expertise of architect, civil engineer, and let me explain why. So you can see, for example, a kind of window broken and a little bit like endurance on the front wall. But if you look inside the building, you can see that main construction was corrupted. So it could happen that real damage is, for example, much more stronger than it was seemed from outside. So yes, we do understand this kind of problem. So you can't estimate exactly, but just observing from the outside. So you can think, for example, to put this drone to fly inside the building also. But it once again, it will make task even harder, and I'm not sure it's possible in time frame of the hackathon to tackle with all these situations. But still, we do expect that for real production solution, it should be required to make this kind of flight inside of the building. It's much harder technically because outside, like you have a lot of space, but inside the building orientation for the drone is much harder. So it's just a harder task to implement, to do. And then okay, and then so most probably for exact estimation, it is not enough just to have images, this estimation, and to do. But it could happens. It have not checked, but it could happens that if you have a huge data set collected maybe by yourself during the production phase of this potential product, that you can predict the cost precisely enough without like using human in the loop. So I mean, it could happen that you don't need very expensive and very like time of good architecture or good architect or good civil engineer to put them on the spot and for them to check all these construction issues in detail. So the idea is to help them. For example, a kind of digital twin could be a solution. So you make this full represent of the building, of ruined building as a digital twin, and then provide this digital twin to the architect to not like lose the time for like moving them to the spot and back. It's very like unproductive time. And if you will be able to get the model and produce the model and provide them to work at their workplace, it could be beneficial. And other thing I mentioned, it could happen that if you collect or maybe already have a huge data set, you can make these exact predictions, like very precise predictions, again, without this architect in the loop. I hope I addressed your question, but
We are running tight on time.
Yeah,
so.
I have a quick follow-up on that. Look, this is the perfect application for the ChatGPT or AI agents, right? So use that to search. In the US, there's a ton of information available. There's tools galore. I don't know in Ukraine, but again, that's a good application for the AI assistant to help you out. Ask that question to the AI assistant.
As a continuation of this question, I see question from Megan, is there a standard or tool used by architects and engineers in Ukraine to make this estimation? Yes, of course. And let me say, I'm not sure we have this kind of experts in at our hackathon for a couple of reasons. But there are some procedures, but one of the reasons why we don't concentrate on this, because we expect that hackathon is a kind of to bring something new. So if we'll just follow these exact procedures, there will be like no innovation, and I'm not sure we will be able to bring some really like bright idea. We will just do what all other people are expected to do, and just repeat the existing way. So this is why we haven't like take this expertise in a whole measure, but it's still accessible. And one of another, I said we have a couple of reasons for this. Another reason that we have like 2 universities hackathon. And for example, in my university, there is no such experts, because it's, for example, like expertise from universities who have major in architecture. It happens that we haven't such a kind of major for students, so no, and we don't want to bring 100 mentors for just our like setup of teams. So this is just some reasons why we have this situation. But there is exact procedure, and if anyone would like to follow this, I'm pretty sure they could easily Google and find this. But we don't recommend to follow like the exact procedures, because it's not not like hackathon inspiration, and not like what we do expect. But yes, okay. And we have again more resources in our chat. I think we will collect just it from the chat and then share to each team in one place. Let me check if we have any other questions. And even more resources for local city planning. Okay, so yes, if there is no more questions, we can finalize our kickoff event. Do you have more questions? As I see from participants count, someone have disconnected to go to do something, not to listen us and to dive into the work. So let us try to help them, and all who present, you are welcome to meet with your teammates in WhatsApp, and you can use any other messenger or platform for your communication. I don't know, some teams, as I know, prefer to use Discord or some other tool, you are absolutely free to use any tool. Just check and monitor WhatsApp chat. If some questions or some new information will come up there, and also put any questions in your chats of your teams. If you have and you need some, I don't know, questions, some consultations or non-standard information, non-standard, non-format questions, but you should ask them. Okay. I hope we were like perfect timing. And if anyone would like to add something, you are welcome.
We'll just end things with a big round of applause for all the participants and the work ahead of you and for the facilitators. We have a group here, so we can actually hear some applause. We'll have virtual applause from the people online. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much to all.
Everyone.
And good luck. And please try to do the most and the best you can. We will support you on your way. And see you all, I hope very much, on Saturday morning, Florida, or Saturday afternoon in Kiev.
All right.
And respect like the time difference, 7 hours difference. Please
Right.
bear it in mind.
And don't forget to sleep. Exactly.
Yes.
Goodbye, everybody.
Thank you so much, and see you. Good luck.
Goodbye. Thank you so much.